What's up, y'all? This is Rom coming back at you with yet another smartphone couch video. Oh man, let me read this title. Many men don't understand a woman's sexual nature. And yeah, I wrote this down because I got to shout out Mr. Lucario, because he just did a video. There's nothing wrong with women who have sex like this. And a link to it is in the description box. Check out the video. Sub Mr. Lucario. He be hitting y'all with some serious game and everything. And, I was watching a video, he's talking about that thing where guys think all women, when they have sex, they got to be emotionally attached. Or they think the woman's bonding and all it is. They come up with some dubious scientific stuff. And, no. Women just like us. They don't have to have an emotional connection to have sex. That's some little fantasy by some men. What it really is men projecting their own connection. Because let's just be real. We don't be talking about some men out here be straight up getting pussy whipped. Yeah, I said it. Just straight up pussy whipped. Some guys, they get that one woman, give them something, they ready to marry and everything. All of a sudden, this is why you with this woman? You got about 4 kids. She the only one gave him something. A woman told me that. She had like about 3 kids with this guy. And she said, I was the only woman to give him some. It's like shit. She had a staircase too. Said he was mad, but he was whipped. In fact, these women trying to get men, I'm surprised they don't talk publicly anyway. They probably do privately, just pussy whipping a dude. But that's why they getting all emotional and stuff. But women, look, the D don't get them emotionally invested. Their heart can be totally separate. Like a woman, she can get with a guy and be emotionally bonded to him, but the sex is lousy. But she got Mr. Goodbar on the side there. She got that side piece who she say, hey, if you see me in public, act like you don't know me. Because guys got to think about that. You got some women, of course, it ain't going to use the sex workers. People think something wrong with them anyway. Okay, fine. But you got plenty of women who can have sex out here, and, it's just the D. It's just a D. I always talk about on Facebook. Someone, I haven't seen posts from this person in a while, so I don't, how they do stuff, like years. But I never forget the post. I told y'all. This woman, she asked everybody, she was like, okay, how many of y'all have had sex with 2 men in a day? And I said, I stopped counting at 100. I counted 100, at least 100 different responses. And I had to count twice. So I said, there was more than that. I just stopped at 100 because I was like, this is crazy. And they weren't just like saying yes either. They were saying whatever, but they're not emotionally connected with it. See, understand something. A woman, she can have sex on different levels. In fact, I talked about that. One of my more popular videos, the 5 types of sex a woman can have, which piss some people off. I'll put that in the description box too. Because what did I talk about? I talked about the pity sex. The pity sex. They just have some pity for the guy, right? The something to do sex. Especially that. They just got something to do. They just want some D. They just want some D. I mean, it's essentially masturbation. They could get the dildo, or they can get that guy who's been chasing them around for a while, right? There's the transactional sex. Look, let me say something about that. Let's be real. There's a lot of acceptable hoes out here. There's a lot of acculturated prostitutes. If a woman dealing with a man because of how much money he got, she don't have no emotional connection to him. She just got a pragmatic connection to that money. It's business. They ain't streetwalkers or anything, but it's transactional. There's been many dudes know they got some sex from a woman because they paid for everything. And they say, okay, let me just give them some. It's cousin T-Tall would say, sex is a handshake for women. Sex can be a handshake, And then, of course, there's relationship sex. Yeah, you know what? They can get with a guy and have an emotional connection with him, but the sex ain't all that. But you know what? They like the guy anyway. They like the guy. They're in a relationship with him. But those are the ones who need to double back home. Just because they ain't in a relationship don't mean they loving the sex. A lot of times women be so, but the guy bring other stuff to the table. And then, of course, there's the lust sex. But here's the thing with the lust sex. They might not want to deal with that man otherwise. It's just that simple. But, a lot of guys don't get that. One, they don't have the experience with women. I remember, I used to think like, oh yeah, when I say back in 1992, I still had that thought that, oh, if a woman had sex with you, oh, they emotionally invested in everything. I told that to a woman that I was in a relationship with at the time. She was my girlfriend. She looked me dead in the eye and said, Ron, you need to get out more. That's what she said. We in a relationship. She said, you need to get out. You need to get out more. Women have sex with men without being emotionally invested all the time. It's just normal. It's a handshake for many women. It depends on the man. Like if you want, like for a woman to bond, truly bond with a man, it's really the heart. The sex don't mean anything, even if it's good. She liked the sex, all of that, but for a woman to truly bond with a man, you got to hit her heart. That's the really important thing. Now, if she's bonded to a man and the sex is good, she trying to get married. That's Mr. Right. That's Mr. Right. And indeed, a lot of times a woman will meet a guy that, you know what, he's a legitimate friend, not the typical friend zone where she's saying, oh yeah, let's just be friends, and they don't really mean it. Let me just say that about the friend zone real quick. They'll say that, but then they want you to kind of slink away. But no, legitimate, like she legitimately cares about you. She'll even use the word love, but not in love. Just real quick, in love just means lust. If a woman says that means if she ever say that to you, she just don't lust you. In fact, I always say, I said that on a Facebook post one time. I said, look, women should stop saying in love. Just say you in lust with somebody. Somebody posted on there, yeah, okay, Rom, I lust you. Anyway, right, that's the whole thing. You got to understand that. Now, is there anything wrong with the woman? No, it's just there. Because a major issue is most men don't understand a woman's sexual nature. They don't understand it. That's why a lot of men mess up, or they think a woman's doing something for a particular reason, or they don't do that, or good girls don't do that. Good girls have sex too, and for the exact same reasons. For the exact same reason. Good and bad is relative. But see, a lot of guys really, what it is, a lot of guys want that woman to bond to them. And it's no shame if that's the case, just say that. Or they don't, or that's why there's such a big deal about a woman's body count or something. Okay, I get that. But just understand their nature. Now, is anything going to change that? No. Because most of y'all are here because of that. Most of y'all are here because of that. The human race wouldn't have 8 billion and rising if a woman's sexual nature was different, or they had to have an emotional connection to have sex. Come on now, seriously. Or if because it's interesting. A lot of guys don't get it, but all you have to do is just, you don't even have to go out. Just explore social media and everything. Just explore social media. Just do a Google search on infidelity forums and stuff. See what the women are saying. Do that. On IG, I follow a few pages. It be women trying to get better at sex. In fact, I just followed something. It was like some type of conference down in Atlanta or something. It's about I had a lot of fetishes, fetish groups, practitioners, all of that stuff there. You think they emotionally connected when they getting into some orgies or something, or some BDMSM or something? No, I'm serious. And now I know some people still got a judgment on it, but you need to understand something. If you judging women for sex, that's the worst thing. Because one of the reasons they get with the select men, the top men, the men I label Mr. Goodbar, is Mr. Goodbar he ain't tripping. If she go up to him and say, hey, just want somebody to hook up with every now and then, boom, okay. He good with it too. He was like, shoot. He was like, all right, well, shoot, this is good. Now, a woman could still develop an emotional connection to a man. But here's the process. It ain't through his dick. It's just like she just clicking with his personality or something. It, like even in a situation where she just wanted the she just wanted to do it first. Even in that situation, you know, it could be like they just start talking or do something afterwards or something like that. You know, they actually get to know each other, and then boom, then she's like, oh wait. But it's always that it ain't in the bedroom. Seriously, you got some women that can have sex with a guy. They don't even necessarily even have to like the guy. You know, depending on what he doing. Like I said, she be like, act like you don't know me when we out in public. They do it all the time. In fact, you get some women. I've actually heard some women say this in my presence. A few, quite a few. Sometimes they'll have that. They'll be looking for like that man, that boyfriend, that husband, their soulmate, and still got that guy on the side. Still got that guy on the side. I'm like, and then say, won't even say it to me. She said, well, you know, any guy, I mean, he should understand I had somebody. He should understand that. He should be good with that. And I told her, I said, you know, so a few, very, very few might, but most ain't. That just is what it is. I ain't saying it's right or wrong, it just is. But that's just the nature of things, you know? That's just the nature of things. It just is. And I'm going to tell you something now. One of the things that men have to understand, is the nature. They ain't right or wrong, it just is. It just is. Many women, even some so-called goody girls, they can get with two guys. If there's no consequences from it, or they don't think it'll be any consequences, they can get with two guys in a day. Many do that. Shoot, when women cheating, there are many women, they'll go to work in the morning, or they'll go out on a job, maybe hook up with a boss or something at a hotel, and then still come back and still have sex with their husband. Many cheating women will do that because it's a handshake, and you can handshake anytime. You know. Now, to be clear, yes, women can still have an emotional connection, but not with every man. A woman, she could have basically like 5 men in her orbit. She only have a real connection with one of them, and ironic, because she may or may not have had sex with them. You know, and then maybe the couple that she's had sex with, you know, if they would have liked to roll out, she'd be like, okay, bye. In fact, Mr. Lucario said, you know, you got some women, how many guys have experienced at least one woman, they had sex with her, and then she ghosted him? And any man who's legitimately had sex with multiple women has probably had that happen at least once. I've had it happen. I have no shame in saying that. It is what it is. It is what it is. Sometimes women just want, it could be whatever. Sometimes the women just want to get theirs and go. Sometimes they fantasize about it. Especially a lot of times you get some women go on some of these vacations or something. They in a city, nobody knows them. They get that little fantasy going. Shoot, I remember years when I was in D.C., it was a black congressional caucus weekend. I was still working at a gym. The gym was connected to a hotel. A couple of our workers in there got hooked up with some women just like that. He did everything with them, and then the woman disappeared. They ain't even had a phone number or something. Come on now. It is what it is. So one of the things a man has to do is just accept the nature. You know, don't get mad, accept the nature and see how he can turn it to his advantage. But just accept, you can't get mad. It is what it is. And a lot of men need to get to that point. All right? So anyway, check out Mr. Lucario's video. He gets into it, and I agree 150% with everything he said. And I've been saying that anyway. Check out the video. That caused a lot of trouble. Yeah, I think that more recent one I did, but you know, I'm good for like pot video that stirs the pot every year or so. But yeah, the 5 types of sex women in one. And I'm gonna just say something about that one. When I did that, I was just telling some real shit. Hey, guys getting mad. I say, don't get mad. Don't shoot the messenger. Don't shoot the messenger. All right? Just deal with it. Listen so you know what to look for. Don't find out it. Well, you know what? I was gonna say don't find out the hard way, but honestly, that's the best way. Some guys gonna have to find out the hard way. You know? You're gonna find out the hard way. Thought, you know what? You're gonna be messing with some woman thinking you doing something. And then you probably go over her house. Not even a my bad. You go over her house or something. She ain't answering her door, but you be like listening and everything, and all of a sudden you hear some stuff up there. You're like, what the hell? See some car in the driveway, ain't your car? Man, find out the hard way then. Alright? And let me just say something else too. Don't come on here complaining. Just deal with the reality. That's one thing I don't like. Because the one thing with Rom, I've even had some women tell me this, Rom, you just real. You're blunt. You're real with some shit. Because if you're not real, is if you're going to go through life with some fantasy and shit, you're going to get hurt. All right? So, but don't come on here up here complaining or something. I don't have any patience for it. I don't have any patience. So, anyway, I'll get back with y'all. Peace and blessings.